What is going on, folks? How the hell are you? I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight Our War and co-host of Music and Mayhem with the one and only Skylar Ray. And just enjoying this beautiful Friday,
Mhm.
February the 28th. Look at that. Did it all on my own.
It's almost March.
See that? Yep. Man, the time is just flying by.
Woo.
Flying by, man. Pretty soon it's going to be Christmas again. Yep.
Okay, let's not push it too
Yeah,
fast.
pretty soon it's gonna be Christmas.
Uh-huh.
I have to start doing her shopping.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god! But oh, look at that! I'm by myself.
Aw.
And why is that? Because I forgot to push this little button, and once I do, who knows what's gonna happen? So prepare yourself, folks, for OG.
All right, I'm out of the green room for a
And
moment or two.
and also just saw, if you guys haven't, I posted it, that my brother Leroy Ebron
Yay, Leroy.
did a show with. Actually, we did a flip flop show when we were in New York last time there, and he was on as a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And we had another show, and it was me and Leroy and Matt, our producer Matt Cronin, and the very beginning was fun. I love, like I said, you guys know I love going live because you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
And sure as shit, just getting the intro was an adventure of with me, Matt and Leroy. We were trying, man, but we kept messing with Leroy and having some fun. And he's like, "Man, you guys are fucking with me." It's like, "Yes, we are."
Yes, we are.
But yeah, I mean, I had him on as a guest, telling some background about Leroy and his time as a corrections officer on Rikers Island, and then again, I went on his show, and it was more or less just friends,
Talking.
just shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Matt jumped on as almost like a moderator, and we just had a good time. So
How long was Leroy CO? Like 21 or 22 years or something
20
like that?
some years, yeah,
Yeah,
he was there a while, and
a lot of
had
years.
some interesting
Yeah,
stories.
odd
Um,
stories. Okay, I'm just saying
yeah,
odd.
let's just say after
Hmm.
you watch it, you may not look at
Police
certain
dramas?
animals the same way,
Oh, oof, yeah, oof.
and we'll just leave it at that.
Mhm. You have to
But
watch to see what he's talking
but
about.
yeah, so definitely check it out, Leroy Ebron House on YouTube, and also, of course, don't please don't forget about us on YouTube at My Fight or War. If you could go there and tell your family and friends about us, to please subscribe and
Yeah,
share our
join the
content and
family.
like our stuff. It all definitely helps. And while
Mhm.
you're at it, hop on over to TikTok and follow us there.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
Since we
But
still have TikTok, that's really kind of cool.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it's in my eyes. Thank you very much.
ah. But other than that, man, just kind of going over a bunch of stuff, and we've got a few projects going on, and next week we are hopefully gonna have have some people coming over and redoing the studio here. It's been in
Mhm.
the works. It's just a lot going on, and trying to get everyone's schedule the same. It's kind of rough to do. So we're trying to do that because we're gonna be doing, besides doing this here, and of course doing our lives that we're gonna continue to do. We're also gonna have it set up to do the in person interviews and shows as well
Mhm.
for people that are either local in this area or the ones who've already voiced their interest and wanting to fly in from out of state, so much to the point they want to do that to come on the show. So of course, if we're definitely not going to turn anyone down to do
Mm-mm.
that. So we
Mm-mm.
just need to make it um not going to half-ass anything. I mean, this
It looks good right now, but we're going to make it a little more professional.
yeah, I mean, it looks fine
Yeah.
for what we're doing right
Yep.
now. This is
Perfect.
beautiful, man. We
Hmm.
got everything set up. But when we start doing just like we do in New York or Connecticut, when we do our shows there in person, just the setup, what I want is a very obviously very professional, comfortable environment. Because you got to remember, man, with some of these stories, people are extremely nervous. I mean,
Hmm.
some people have never done a show before. So just that alone, coming on, sitting down in the studio, cameras, lights, it is a little bit, talking trash is in the house. What's going on, guys? Definitely.
There they are.
And for those of you who may have missed it, please go over, check out Talking Trash with the whole team over there. I was fortunate enough to be a guest on their show last Sunday and had an absolutely great time. Had a wonderful time.
It was a good show.
We're going to pop those guys on over here and just, we'll either have like a little free for all going on where we'll just have a little group chit chat. Or if you guys would like to come on individually and tell your stories, man, that's why we're here. So throw that amongst yourselves. Tim, Jim, and Kaisa, and everyone else over there, please, you guys, your family. I mean, we are family now. So if you would like to come on and share your story, let's make it happen. But
yeah, we have some Mondays that just opened up because a couple of people had to back out.
So. Yeah, we like I said, we're scheduled all the way through April with people coming on.
But March 24th just opened up.
Yep.
Just today, actually.
Yep. 3:16, 9 p.m. Oh, that's right. Yes, I am back. Things went so well that I have the opportunity to come back with the crew over at Talking Trash on March the 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So please check us out. Like I said, great group of people over there.
That's a Sunday.
Sunday night. And it was a great time, man. And the other night, just shooting the shit, and the producer Tim popped on, and it was just one of those last minute things, as you guys know. I mean, I go live all the time for whatever reason. In fact, there doesn't have to be a reason. It's just family talking, man. Yeah. Just hey, just like you call your family and friends, call them up on the phone or stop by, say hi. That's what we do. Doesn't have to be a special occasion, just to reach out to the people you love and
talk.
Yeah, so me and Tim were chit-chatting.
It was good too. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it was just next thing you know, it was like an hour and 10 minutes, man. We had a nice conversation, and the best thing about going live is the unexpected. And we were just kind of joking around back and forth about different things, from everything from my story to the way the show went to just how things got together with all you guys at Talking Trash. And then all of a sudden, Tim started talking a little bit about his story a little more. And just like that, things shifted, man. And it started to get a little more serious. And then out of the blue, he popped in a clip from his father being on a podcast when he actually found Tim, who OD'd in the bathroom, I believe it was. And it was very emotional. And for like Kaisa and Tim, and obviously the dad, you could see when he was talking about it, like Tim said, man, to this day, when he sees that and how it affected his dad, he got emotional. And I mean, that'll never change.
Been on death's door. You've been on death's door. I mean, come on.
And the thing is, I've had, people will sit there and think, well, you guys have been telling these stories over and over, doesn't it just kind of wear off or it loses intensity? Hell no. No, man. If those of you who saw it, everything, that's the one thing the many things I love about going live is you can't hide shit. The emotions are real. Everything is real. And you could see the emotion on his face as he was, well, you guys couldn't see it. I was watching him in the green room, and you could just see it, how much it affected him. And, our stories, it doesn't matter if you tell it for the first time on a show or if you've been doing shows and interviews for 10 years and you tell it on the 11th year's show. I'll have, OG's seen me. I mean, on
many times
on different shows. And there's times I'll tell my story and it gets to certain areas, you're going to see me pissed. Certain areas you're going to see me upset, and just go through it though. And then there's other times I'll be talking about it and sometimes it gets a little more emotional. I just start thinking of things a little bit more, or a little more intently, and I lose it. And here it's
Mhm.
been years, but it doesn't go away. And you know what? It shouldn't go away.
You know, it might be a nice idea for a story or for a podcast is to have somebody, family or friend that saw you through those days, and have them come on and tell people their view of you going through some of your tough times.
Yeah, and
You know,
that's because you'll hear a lot of us say during
'cause-
shows, you
yeah.
know, they'll say how we are now and how these amazing results. And it's very nice to hear, and it's very humbling and uplifting and all that. But that's coming from people who didn't see the dark side and all
Mhm.
that stuff. So that is good for people in our lives, our family and friends who unfortunately saw the worst of the worst. To
Mhm.
see that transformation, that is a good idea.
Like
So,
Tim's dad, like, because just because you somebody who's in active addiction, you're not the only one in active addiction.
oh
Your
yeah,
family is, your friends are, your work partners are, everybody around you is also going through that active addiction with you. And it would be interesting to hear their perspective.
yep, and
I mean, those are some things that you may not have ever heard. They may not ever share them with you.
oh yeah, and that's just it too. I mean, when these stories,
They're
when
powerful.
you hear it, and that's why I even with myself and Skylar on our show we do
Mhm.
with Music and Mayhem, we bring up different topics for everybody to be very interactive and to chit chat and talk about. And the one was, for people dealing with those who are have family and friends who are dealing with addiction, but have no idea anything about it because they've never been around it. So, what are some warning signs and stuff like that? Because they don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, they get blindsided. They think that maybe you're just having some issues. Oh, so and so's just not. They've been in a bad mood. Work related, stress related. Personal problems, relationships, whatever, financial, not knowing that things are just unraveling
Mhm.
in a loved one's world. So they're going through hell because they don't know how to help because this is all new to them. So yeah, well, that's like a good panel to have, like have a couple people on and have two or three people, and then have their family, friends, or whoever it may be, coworkers or people who've been involved in their lives, how their lives, number one, were affected, being the family or friend of
Mhm.
someone, um, and then just their perspective going through the changes. So yeah, that's we'll have to put that down on the to-do list.
Yeah,
But
I'll jot that down actually.
yeah, we were just going over, just a lot of different things and some of the past different shows, upcoming shows, and it's been such an amazing ride. What's been going on with My Fight or War since this amazing family came around on January the 9th, 2023. And just sitting here, sometimes I'll just, you know, sometimes I'll grab my phone and go to Facebook, and then there it is. There's this amazing family that in January the 8th, 2023 didn't exist.
Mhm.
It was an idea that I had that night that I actually put into action the next day. And just seeing how it's evolved is insane. You know, I've said before how, because just like everyone else, I had no idea what I was doing, man. This was all new to me. And seeing the posts that people, I remember I got excited because it was like, oh my God, look, there's 12 people. 12 when I started this,
Oh,
there was like, there's 12 followers. This is great. Or we have 12 members, and then there's 20 members, and then 100. But within the first, the first week or two, just kind of feeling things out,
mhm.
I told my story and why I started My Fight or War and the reasons behind it. And just a little background on me saying, listen, man, you know, there's no judgment here. This is a safe place for everyone to
Yeah.
come and share whatever it is you want to share. There's no expectations of you. You don't have, if you don't want to share something, you
That's
don't have
right.
to share it. If you want to be part of this family and just, from afar and just watch and just, read posts and enjoy the shows, enjoy, the people's, their breakthroughs and all that. That's great.
Yeah.
But I noticed all of a sudden some of these, hey, Stacy, um, I had, I just couldn't believe some of the posts that people were putting. I mean, total strangers, man, but they're introducing themselves.
Mhm.
I'm new to this family. My name's so and so, and everyone, welcome to the family. Just such open arms and no judgment, and full of love, support, motivation. And then every now and then we would have people who would pop on. It's like, listen, man, having a rough night.
Mhm.
I'm really struggling right now. I'm afraid I might like fall off the wagon. I'm afraid of a rebound. I'm afraid of this. And within minutes, all of a sudden you're seeing replies. You're not alone. You got
Mhm.
this. We're here for you. Here, message me. Here, go to Messenger. I sent you my phone number. Total strangers
Mhm.
who didn't know each other like within the last few days that are sharing such deep emotional stories that our own family and friends didn't even know.
Mhm.
And that's one thing I'm so proud of is just, and that came from everybody here. That's all of you guys. That's all of the family who um, made this what it is. And that's just one amazing family that obviously people are willing to come on and tell their stories and their testimonies. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and some of the deep stuff that they share it is beautiful.
Oh yeah, and and again, man, it's tough. I mean, for people, for those dealing with addiction, the last thing you want to do is talk to anybody
Mhm.
about that. It's just the opposite, man. You shut down. You are done. You don't share anything with anybody. And here you are now, all of a sudden, to complete strangers. But it's because we have that same um, we can relate. We'll never know exactly how you're feeling. Of course, no one can. We can't get inside your body, your emotions, and feel the pain that you're feeling. We can't feel the frustrations and the fear and all that, but we can relate to it because we've been there. Some worse than others. Some, I've had some people come on that said, listen, man, um, my story and in my life was definitely a mess. And I thought it was extreme, which it was. But they said after listening to some of these stories of, first of all, I was like, how in the hell did they make it? But they did. And
Mhm.
they persevered and they just fought and they never gave up. And, that's one thing when it comes to addiction, man. Addiction will make you feel all alone. And that's, people, sometimes people that don't understand addiction, who have been blessed, who have never had it part of their life, either personally or with anyone else around them, have no idea how powerful it is. And it's not just wanting the whatever the addiction is. It's so many different things, how you feel emotionally, physically. I mean, it's just insane.
From an
um,
outsider listening in, I mean, just listening to so many different stories, the one thing that I find a common thread is that most of the people who have been in active addiction felt unworthy.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the big part is alone and not worthy, and
Mhm.
it's just like you constantly and for me, like I've always said, I'll always speak for myself and myself alone when I talk about feelings and this and that. I'm never going to say this is how someone feels or how you
Mhm.
should feel. That'll never happen. But you go through these times where of those moments of clarity, between your being, on a binge for 2, 3 days, whatever it is, 4 or 5 days of just complete, mayhem. And then all of a sudden reality kicks in. And all of a sudden that reality starts to hit home, and you look in the mirror and you see what you are becoming. And it is scary as hell. And that's when what we have left of the dignity and the pride starts to eat at you even more. And then you start to think about the stuff that your family and loved ones have said about you. But then, it's true. Like I've always said, for me, everything that we get called and are told about us on active addiction, man, you know, if for someone to say, "Oh, that wasn't me, that wasn't true," bullshit. Every terrible thing that we were called by the ones that love us the most is exactly who we were and what we were, because of the addiction, man. And after a while, you start to realize it. When you do get those moments of clarity. But that's why it's so important now, during this amazing time of recovery
Hmm.
and clarity, is it's okay when you look in that mirror. It's okay to smile. It's okay to be happy and proud of yourself. It's okay to sit there and say, you know what? You are a fucking warrior. You are a champion.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm damn proud of you. I am proud of you. I love you. And this, just to have that emotion of yourself, to be able to, in a positive outlook. And I tell you what, for me, man, it was hard when, I would see some of these posts when I first started my fight art war the first month. And I started getting a lot of positive feedback from total strangers, that heard my story, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's a miracle you're alive, and this is
True.
unbelievable." And I mean, that part is true, because between the shooting, the stabbing, the sepsis, the
Hmm.
appendix
Hmm.
bursting, and oh yeah, complete organ failure,
Yeah. To top it off.
it is very blessed to be alive. Um, but just pushing forward to extending and helping others, I'd start getting these messages, and it was to the point where it's like, man, yeah, I love this family, and we are amazing, and we are this. And then I started getting some people that I was connecting to a little bit more on a personal level, just from Messenger, helping them with their families or their friends or whoever it was as well. And now I'm getting these messages saying,
You're
"Oh, Mandy, you're
wonderful.
incredible. Mandy,
Hmm.
you're amazing." And I was just like, whoa, you know what? And it's very, I mean, anyone in a normal situation would be extremely happy to hear positive feedback like that. It made me extremely uncomfortable, because that's not, that wasn't who I was. Um, in the past, you bring up my name, you say, Manny, Gunner, and it was followed by that fucking prick, that evil bastard. And the thing is, that's who I was, and that was me all day, all night, man. And I was okay with it. Didn't bother me one bit, because I didn't care. I didn't care about you. I didn't care about family or friends. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about anything. So for you to sit there and call me names, screw you. Like, oh, that hurt my feelings, there. And now it's just like, I remember flipping it and saying, "Oh no, no, it's not me. It's not me. It's all of you guys." And then people are like, "No, man, it's really you." And I'm almost arguing with them. No, it's not. And thank God for Brad McLeod at Sober School and Dan and Don at Hard Knocks, because I got on both of their shows very early in my podcast career, I guess, interviews. And they knew right from the beginning that this is something. Well, I told them, I said, "Listen, man, I've never done this before, shows or interviews or anything like this, and I absolutely love it." And I remember them telling them what I just told you about these compliments and stuff. And because Brad told me, he said, "Just so you know, your life's about to change." They had no clue what he was talking about. And he goes, "You'll see, you'll
Hmm.
see." And Dan and Donna, they said the same thing. They said, you're, people are feeding off of your intensity. People are, attracted to My Fight Our War, because of the intensity, because of the passion and the fight and all that stuff. And I was like, well, okay. And they're like, Manny, that's you. That's why I created My Fighter War. And they said, listen, if you keep doing what you're doing, oh, it's not me, you're going to push people away. And they said it's okay to feel good about yourself, and it's okay. And all of a sudden, it was like, all of a sudden I understood. It was like, yep. And that's when now you'll always hear me say, okay, until you own it, it will always own you. Whether it is drugs, alcohol, anxiety, anger management, whatever it is, until you get a hold of it and control it and own it, it will own you. And I'm proud to say, no one owns me. Nothing owns me. I own it now. And it's a beautiful feeling.
You see your friend Leroy's on.
I just happened to look down and I see
a fabulous friend,
the
Leroy.
one and only Leroy Ebron. And I was just telling everyone about the show and how
did you read his last comment?
What is it right here? What is it?
Oh, gee, you are glowing. Are you pregnant?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
Oh,
and the sun rose in the west today.
Hey, well, it's weird things in Michigan. But yeah, I was telling everyone about the intro and how you had a little bit of an issue during the intro with myself and Matt Cronin. And then calling Matt, Manny, and oh my God, that was funny.
You pasty white people.
We watched that a little bit, and so if I have it posted, I have it on my pages as well. So please check it out. You can go to My Fighter War and check out Leroy Ebron, or you also go to YouTube and check out. It's under Leroy Ebron's house. Check that out as well, as far as not only the show that we did, but all of his other shows as well.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell the story, but there's something about animal husbandry and jail.
Oh yeah, there's
that we want people to watch the show to hear about
we had some laughs, that's for sure.
Leroy, you always make me smile. He's just making a comment. Thank you, baby.
We had a great time. And when we first met, man, it was you've heard me say it before about people that I've gotten to be very close with because of this show. Everyone from Skylar to Ian and Matt and just everyone down the line, including Leroy.
You guys bonded immediately.
It was just like I always say, it's like a family, and that's not just words with me; it's the truth. And
our sister Carol.
Yeah, and Carol, and
who we love.
Next thing you know, man, these doors are just opening, and it's just these endless possibilities from the people you meet. And like I told when we were there that first time, me and Leroy were talking, and we weren't even on each other's show that time. He was doing something in one studio, I was doing something in another studio, and we just had a great conversation, just bullshitting back and forth. And I'm like, listen, man, we fly every 6 weeks. We're back here doing shows. And I go, man, we got to keep in touch because we got something going on here. He goes, yeah, I feel the same way. And then we came back again and filming again. And that's when we decided, listen, the next time we do come back, let's do each other's shows. Bam, taken care of, did it. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the works. And as far as in the future with me and Leroy. So really looking forward to it, no matter what happens.
The possibilities are endless.
The possibilities are endless. Oh, what do we got going on here? I was just yapping away here. I saw Stacy. We saw the Talking Trash crew. But, okay, just for you, Leroy. But these aren't nearly as good as the information that you shared about the cats and the mice and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
These are not even on the same level. But since you're the only one watching right now.
It looks like it.
Yeah. It's one of those days where it's me, you, and Leroy. And Stacy was here. She's gone.
She might show up again.
Just one of those days. So, you know what? Let's just rattle a few of these off to to bother Leroy. What do you call a priest that becomes a lawyer? A father-in-law.
Okay.
Okay, you can't.
Let's see. Let's see.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do is
What did you forget to do?
check and switch and share these. So let's see. Well, you're have that nice dead air going on.
Well, I'm looking for all those nice ones that I had earlier. That
What'd you do with them?
I don't know. They're in my pile here somewhere.
There's King Handsome on here. I just saw. Well, not on here, but I just saw his name. So we got King Handsome. We got
Why do bananas wear sunscreen?
why?
Because they peel.
Oh. Kaisa. I saw Kaisa. It's just she. I don't know why she's not showing up there.
Sheila's here.
Sheila. There's Sheila. Let me just do a little switching and sharing here. Come on, Manny. Let's go like this. It should say live. There we are. Now share this.
There we go.
Here.
There we go.
One more. Bam. Bam.
I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make hens meet.
Oh, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Which days are the strongest?
Which,
Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weekdays.
oh God.
Well, for gym people.
Why did the frog take the bus to work? He got his car towed.
Mm.
They're like, yeah. It's Sheila. There's
A
Sheila.
bad lid. Yeah.
Bad lid.
Yeah. Some of these are, the dad jokes, they're kind of groaners anyway.
Yeah, but you know what? They're still fun, though.
Yeah.
I still had a great time that time at the airport when I was going through the winding line. I mean, there were people just pissed off, man. They're just angry
They
and
had no sense of
moving their
humor.
luggage, and they're just cranky. And it's just like, you're not going to make the line go any faster. Just you're going on a flight to go somewhere to either hopefully somewhere nice or whatever. And it just so happened out of that whole big ass line that guy happened to overhear her joke. And then me and him just started going back and forth as we're going through that snake of a line. And it's just every time we would meet in the middle, he'd fire one at me. Okay. And then we get to the next part going through the line. We did it all the way up until we got to the part where we had to show our ID and split off. So we were just back and forth. And then towards the end there, the people that were all bitching and crabby as shit, all of a sudden, they were just like, they're almost waiting. Because all of a sudden I came walking up and I went to say something. And they were like leaning over waiting to hear it.
Yeah, because
Sheila says hi to Skylar. I don't see Skylar on here.
Oh, I don't see Skylar on here either. Skylar, you on here?
Unless she's just being say hi to Skylar.
Oh, it could be.
Now, if that's the case, we will definitely say hi to Skylar because he is busy.
Yeah. If you're there, Skylar, pop on.
What did one hat say to the other? You go on ahead.
Where's the one place you should never take your dog? A flea market.
Okay.
Not bad.
Oh man, what else we got going on here?
Sheila's just saying hi. She's just maybe she's assuming that Skylar will be out, or that Skylar will see this because he'll watch it later on.
I mean, there's so much stuff going on.
But a lot of time people you can't tell who's coming on because I just had my girlfriend call me today. We talked. I haven't talked to her for a while. She goes and she was talking about one of the shows. I said, "Well, why don't you say something?" No, she just doesn't want to.
And the thing is, you don't have to.
She just wants to look.
Yeah, if you just want to sit here and laugh and listen and enjoy other people's posts, that's great. That's what I mean. No expectations. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do.
Or like my friend Steve, one of my kids, because I have one son, but many children growing up, because mine was the house that people would hang out in, who also, he saw Manny. Oh yeah, I know him because he's on your show, So he's watching, but he's not seeing anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times you'll see people. It's just one of those things where I've had it too, where I'll be at the gym and talking to some people, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, something about the show." And I was like, "Oh, well, who told you?" He goes, "Well, I was watching it."
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason,
They just don't.
some show up, some don't want to be, and it's fine.
They're shy.
It doesn't matter. Everybody is welcome. One big happy family. And this one here, since we're jumping back and forth, just because of no particular reason, a panic-stricken man explained to his doctor, "You have to help me. I think I'm shrinking." "Now settle down," the doctor calmly told him. "You'll just have to learn to be a little patient." Get it? You need to be a little patient
Little patient.
because he was shrinking.
Okay, fine.
He's little.
I'm short, so I take it personally.
Yeah, just like when she says, "I'll be there shortly." I go, "You're going to be everywhere shortly." And she's like, "What?"
Yeah, I can't help it. I'm
I
shrinking.
say, "I'm New York City." Sheila says,
She's in New York City. All right.
NYC. Hey, we were, well, we weren't in the city, but we were
weren't
in
far.
White Plain. We were in White Plain, New York,
Yeah.
and all 4 of their gates.
Yeah, what is that?
With-
About an hour away
Oh,
from Manhattan.
with our friend Tim, who we met on the flight, and that was that day. It was shit weather when we were flying out. Our flight was delayed by about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And as we're sitting there on the plane, actually we were taxiing, we were getting ready to take off. So we get to our runway and the captain comes back. "Okay, we're 1 of 1. We're getting ready to take off." And it's then me. You put me on the plane. As soon as I sit down, wheels go up, my eyes close. I'm done, out.
True.
But we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, my eyes are getting heavy. And all of a sudden, I hear our new friend that we made, Tim, go, "Oh shit! Look at this!" And I'm half asleep, and I'm looking over, and he's showing OG his phone, and I just whatever. I went out. Well, that was when that Delta flight flipped over in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
That happened just as we were taking off. So I was like, "Oh, okay, great." Just what I wanted to see.
Hope we land well.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know what they say, wheels up. Well, I don't want them up when I'm landing.
Up in the air.
I don't want them over top of me. And we see our man Tyler Thompson is back in the house. What's going on, brother? You get some training in today? Little MMA action.
Probably so. If not, he was at the gym.
Oh, but yeah, that was that was interesting. With all this stuff going on here, I haven't flown, much ever, and in the past 8 months, something like
we
that.
started in
Every
July.
6 weeks, it's just like
Up in the air.
It's funny when someone who never flies now all of a sudden you go to the airport and they're like, they're waving.
They know him.
You get to know people, except for our friend, what was his name?
The waiter,
Jason. Yeah, we always had the same guy, for breakfast before our flight.
Yeah, the Chili's.
We're looking for him, and we can't find him. It's like, what the hell? And they were short staffed. It's like, oh well, Jason must have called in. And she's like, "No, he doesn't work here anymore." What? He goes, "Yeah, he got in a fight and punched some guy over some loaf of bread or whatever.
Shoved a loaf of bread down his shirt."
Oh, so yeah, so it's getting to know the people at the airport. It's like, oh, I never in a million years thought that would happen. What did Tyler have to say here?
He did
I went
cardio
to training
today.
early this morning.
Working on his heart.
Yeah, I was going to do a little training, but I actually did a little bit yesterday, and it really surprised me what I was able to do. And just the range of motion in my shoulder is.
Can they see you do your shoulder like that?
Oh man,
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can see it.
Not really, but
no.
What I'm doing right now, they basically said that I probably would never be able to do it again, even after I fully heal.
Yeah,
it was like, yeah, okay, well, let's
challenge accepted.
I was just gonna say, now my saying is every time I get some shit from people about whatever it is, instead of flying off the handle, getting all upset, I just challenge accepted. challenge accepted,
Hmm.
and just attack it that way. It just gives me that much more incentive. So,
Well, you used to do PT, physical therapy help with in the doctor's office, right? Weren't you assistant?
oh, I was a trainer. Well, I would just do so. I worked
Yeah.
on people all the time, man. I would work on people all day long, and so I mean, it's funny. I'd go to therapy for myself, and the stuff they had me doing, it was just like seriously. It's like no, this I'm fine. Except for like the range of motion stuff.
Hmm.
I did have to get some help with. Bill Stacks is in the house. How you doing, Bill? Hopefully we got to do some rescheduling so we can get back on the show when we see you when we come back our next time in Connecticut. Look forward to that.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. I hope he's all well
oh,
now.
Sheila had a rotator cuff tear.
Ouch.
Yep, it sucks.
Hmm.
Who else? Who else was just talking about? Oh, Lori, our
Oh, yeah.
friend
She's going to have surgery.
Lori from Athens, Alabama,
Oh, cold
sent a
plunges.
message that she has to have rotator cuff surgery.
Mm.
So it's like, man, what? I start a trend?
Really,
You know,
everybody's
we,
shoulders are
I
falling apart.
don't try to keep up with me, man. For a while there, it was what 9, 10. I was 11 surgeries in 9 months or something like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, because you started in October.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, because it was 2 on my elbow, 2 on my back, 4 on my hand, then a shoulder.
In your shoulder.
Yeah, that was 9. Definitely, I'll be available and feeling much better. Good. I tell
Good.
you what, Bill, because there's a bunch of shit going around. People with sinuses, people with the flu, you name it.
Hmm.
And plus that, we had an issue. The studio, we lost power temporarily. Had to make do with a media room, which was thank God, and a big shout out to our friend Diane, who was extremely helpful
Oh,
and helped
she's
us
an
out at
angel.
La Quinta is where we stayed, and our
Uh-huh.
friend Diane.
Hmm.
So thank you so much
Hmm.
for
They had
your
like
help.
a room where they have, like classes. And so
Yeah,
Matt
like a
Matt
conference room, and
took
we
up all
set it
his
up.
stuff.
Yep, and we had our interview with Tony
Coach Tony.
Morrissey, coach, and that'll be airing hopefully in a week or so. Um,
He's wonderful. What a
oh yeah, really
passionate,
looking forward to
passionate
that
man.
with Coach and his amazing foundation,
Hmm.
the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation. So we're going to
Hmm.
be doing that as well.
Lost his
So there's a
son.
lot of
Hmm.
things that we are between My Fight or War, between Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation, the addiction eviction event with Lori
Hmm.
and Athens, Alabama in June. The Hands Across the Bridge with Sunshine with Brenda Parent in August in Vancouver, Washington. Look at that.
Yeah.
Didn't even
That's very good. What a
jeez.
memory.
And we are also with Music and Mayhem. My brother Skylar Ray is kicking off the tour for him and Kayla,
Hmm.
and he has got a shit ton of dates. They're gonna blow by the 100 stops, 100 cities that they're gonna be seeing within the first few months. They're gonna hit that mark, and I am currently talking with 2 different organizations, waiting for a call back to have him come to Detroit. So keep your eyes open. We'll be sending that information out as well.
Hmm. And then let's see, March 3rd, we have a Michael Otoshavet.
Oh, that's right, Mike. God, I haven't
Yeah.
seen Mike in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's been on, and haven't seen Mike in a bit. I know people are busy and all that, but when we don't see it for a while, we get a little worried. So, Mike,
Hmm.
give us a shout when you get a chance.
I'll reach out to him later.
I asked my wife if I was the only one she slept with. She said yes. The others were 7 and 8s. Hey.
Okay.
Wait, where's that other one? Where'd it go? It's probably gonna be the last one. Here it is. All right. OG didn't want to read this.
No.
Okay. Just say no to drugs. Well, if I'm talking to drugs, I probably already said yes.
Yeah.
Do we know that one too well or
Okay.
what? It's like, hey, you know what? This pen looks pretty interesting. How are you, pen? And when the shit starts talking back to you, oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Amber,
Amber's
what's
on.
going on, Amber? How you doing? Hopefully you are doing better. I know that you as well were under the weather and I think you had a picture I think you were in the hospital. So sending positive thoughts and prayers to you
Mm-hmm.
there, Miss Amber. I'm
And Sheila's got to go to feed.
hmm?
Sheila has to go to feed the 4 angels. I'm assuming that's 4 kids. Could be 4 animals.
4 cats.
4 cats?
I'm taking a guess.
Okay.
Yeah, old Susie, she's where is Susie? She's still under the desk or
I don't know where she went.
Susie is just she's turning into a diva. Uh-oh. Where'd he go? Dan Gibson is in the house.
Oh, wow. Hi,
And
Danny.
let's see, hold on a minute. Amber, I'm struggling with mono. Oh no,
Oh,
unfortunately,
no.
but you guys well, I'm glad that we help, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. But you know what? You just take one day at a time,
Mm-hmm.
get yourself some rest,
That
make
knocks
sure
you
you
back.
yeah, oh yeah, lots of fluids. And well, listen, oh gee, she's a nurse. So just get some rest.
Oh, thank you for recognizing that.
Well, she keeps saying that. So, oh, Susie, little diva. Yes,
Yep.
Amber, she is. I mean, it gets to the point, she'll use, I'm surprised she's not up here. What she'll do is she'll jump up here now, walks right across to right about here, stops, turns
Mm-hmm.
around. So she's looking at me. So you get to see her butt.
Back of your head. Yeah.
And she just lays right down in front of me. And then she starts grabbing the cord from my ears here. Starts pulling these. And then she'll jump down and she's pulling on the cable for the camera. I mean, she gets a little pissed if she doesn't get her camera time.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting there, she sees
Oh,
pound cake
kitties.
and she's like, I want equal time.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Sheila's got 4 cats. Kitties.
Yes. Yep. And that's like I think old Susie girl is full. She got a full belly. So we're just chilling and relaxing. And just like I said, just going over some of the stuff with the stuff with the family. I was just thinking of all the conversations that we've had and the guests that we've had come on and just the amazing stories, that I look back, like I said, we just celebrated our 2nd year anniversary on January the 9th with My Fight or War. And it was just, incredible just thinking of just how things have changed in that time. Not only starting a social media family, a support group, a support family, but everything that goes with it. Doing shows, going live, being interviewed. I mean, I've never been interviewed in my life. And now, to be honored to actually be contacted by other individuals to ask to come on their show is an extremely humbling thing to do. And I can honestly say again, something that I never in a million years thought that I would hear someone say. And I don't take 1 second of it for granted.
Danny's doing spring cleaning.
I was just gonna pop that on here doing.
It's a little early, but that's
Hey,
okay. Spring's on its way.
Yep. And make sure you tell Katie we said hi and give the kiddos a big old hug from Uncle Manny. And let's see what else. I had a couple other ones here that I wanted to. Since we're getting all serious and shit.
Well, look at this, Amber.
Amber.
I got 2 sister divas who get jealous of each other.
Uh-oh.
LOL. I don't think there is a reason I couldn't have kids.
You got divas.
Oh boy.
Well, I used to hate facial hair, but it grew on me. What's blue and not very heavy? Light blue. All right. Well, since there's more than one person listening now, why don't you go ahead and tell that joke that you can't stop laughing about?
Oh, I gotta find it
Oh
now.
my God.
You know, I've got pages and pages of jokes.
She sits there and she's got these jokes, and she'll
I'll start
say like
laughing.
she'll say like the first 3 or 4 words, and she's
I
cracking
wonder
up.
where it went. I'm gonna look for it now.
Why would you not put it to a side? Put it to the side. And it was about the being born twins and
Oh
shit.
yeah. Now I know what to look for.
Didn't even know what she was looking for. Oh my
Yeah,
God. She's looking for a joke, but she has no idea what she's
but it
looking
was
for.
good. I remember it
In
was good.
a stack of jokes. And just stacks. And this is just a few pages.
Oh, where
There's
did that go? That was a good one. Yeah.
seriously.
I'm looking. Keep talking. I'm looking. Dead air.
Well, how could,
Okay,
oh my God.
what kind of a bug? What kind? This is not it. What kind of a bug can tell time? A cockroach. Oof.
Oh God. Okay, come on, Amber. Dan, somebody throw me a bone here, man. Start throwing some jokes out here. Let's see. What do you call a wizard who's really bad at football? Bumbledore. I like that one.
Oh, okay. Well, we watch a lot of
Let's see.
Harry Potter. What can you tell if a pig is hot? It's bacon.
Ah,
My favorite.
you don't remember I was ginger. JLK.
We remember. We remember.
Oh, we
you were.
remember everything. But the thing is, remember you told us that.
You're
Remember?
no longer.
Keep lips not to say a word. So I didn't say a word.
Say a word
So,
about what?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know anything. All I
forget.
remember is I was told not to say something about something, and I never said anything about anything. As far as I know, I'm the only one that can keep a secret. I love that shit, man. I'd have people, and this is, guys, girls, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter who or what occupation, man. I'd have people coming up to me and I had a couple guys that are like, yeah, hey, man, I got to tell you something. Don't tell anyone. This is just between me and you, man. I'm serious. I'm like, cool, because they know I ain't going to say shit. So they tell me this stuff, whatever it may be. Some of it might be really intense. Others is like, oh, whatever, man. And like it'll be a couple days will go by, a bunch of people, maybe it's a party, maybe whatever it is. And all of a sudden I'll have somebody walk up to me, an acquaintance, a friend or whoever, and they'll say, hey, man, I heard about, so-and-so told me what's going on. And they're talking about the person who talked to me, who said, don't say anything to anyone. So, of course, I reply with, I don't know what you're talking about, which they reply, oh, he told me that he told you already. It's okay. So, which I still reply, I don't know. And then they're getting pissed and they're like, oh, just come here. And they'll have the person come over and they're like, oh, yeah, I told him, I told him too. It's like, you fucker, you're sitting here telling me, don't say anything to anyone. Don't do this. Don't. Well, then, you know what? Just
don't say. Danny sent a joke.
Oh,
you want to read it?
Where is it?
Should be one of the later ones.
Is this it?
I have a friend.
I have a friend who is addicted to speed bumps. He's slowly getting over them.
That's good.
There you go,
That's
Danny. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Amber. That's he just teed that up for you. So Amber, since you know nothing about nothing.
I don't know nothing about nothing.
And I have no idea what you're talking about. Not a clue.
That's right.
Oh, where did it go? That one's
well, here's almost goes with your little story that you said. Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to go spreading it.
Oh yeah, man. It just cracks me up, man. Man, you don't say anything. Okay. And that's like, well, I told so and so. Then it's like 3 other people. Oh yeah, he told us too. Best air to breathe if you want to be rich. That would be millionaire.
Good.
That would be millionaire, people. Millionaire. But See what I mean? Just stuff like this. People are like, you know what, man? What well, they'll talk about this show or the podcast and different things, and they'll actually compare it to other shows. And they're like, your show's not like other people's shows, and it's not like that. And I'm like, well, no shit. I don't want it to be like everyone else's show, and that's why I want it to be different, where it's not cookie cutter. If you want to come on here and talk about silly, oh, we're gone. Oh, we're back. We were froze.
What, did you freeze?
Yeah, we were gone, but we're back.
Are we back?
So if you want to talk about, silly dad jokes, we're going to talk about it. But if you want to flip the switch just like that and talk about something very intense,
That's
we'll
okay
do
too.
it. So that's
Okay,
what we'll
here it
do.
is. If I can get through it.
Oh, okay. Now, all right. Now brace
I'm
yourself
gonna bite
because
my lip
last
so I-
time this took a while. So let's.
But you gotta know my sense of humor.
So
It says my dad was born
Okay.
a conjoined twin, but separated at birth. So I have an uncle once removed, and I just
here comes a snort. Now,
Yeah.
now it's going to keep going for about an hour. Because now she'll start
Just
thinking about it. No, wait.
exactly.
Once removed.
Yeah.
Got it because they're conjoined, right?
Oh,
Once
yeah.
removed.
It's a medical thing.
Just like one time she told some joke and Skylar was on and he's sitting there and he's literally looking at the camera like this going
Like, actually, I found it and I covered
waiting
it up.
to hear the joke. And I'm looking and I swear to God, it's like I could see the expressions on the comments of people going like this. And she finally got through the whole joke, and I can't remember who it was posted the something about
my reaction.
her reaction was better than the actual joke. It was like, yeah. Wait a minute.
There you go.
A buddy of mine had his arm amputated, and it was stolen out of his car. Police said they found it 2 days later. It was located at a secondhand store. Danny.
That's good,
There
Danny.
you go.
Ah.
All right, Amber. What is this here? Amber, I needed senseless. What do you mean senseless?
This makes a lot of sense.
I put a lot of time and effort into this shit.
We
Senseless.
printed all kinds of pages.
All right, Amber. Since you need some, I'm going to help you out here.
Aw.
What did Benjamin Franklin say when he discovered electricity? Nothing. The fucker got shocked. I threw the bad word in there. Just a little bit of ad lib for you, Amber. So I swore just for you.
What do you call a shoe made out of a banana? A slipper.
I thought it was a flop flop or slop flop or something.
Oh, there was something about a flip flop.
What does an evil hen lay? Deviled eggs. Oh,
come
on, man.
Sometimes it's just like that.
Yeah, it's just one of those days where you can have fun if you want, you can get serious if you want. Now, if anybody tell you what, man, if you got something on here you want to give someone a shout out, maybe that's been there and helped you through. It doesn't have to be anything major, just someone who maybe helped you, whatever. A phone call, a kind word, anything else. It was just like, what, that was nice. And you want to give them a shout out. Are they watching? Who knows? Probably not. But you know what? It'd be nice when they do look, or someone would say, hey, listen, man, we were watching My Fight or War, and so-and-so was on there and said something very nice about you. Something
Maybe
so small
they
makes
might watch.
such a big difference in people's lives, man. And it doesn't take a lot just to make someone smile. A kind word, and just that'll
Or
do
a
it.
silly joke.
A silly joke.
What was the one that I told about Santa Claus?
Something about how much does it cost, or
For Santa Claus
he was
to
on the house, or
land his sleigh.
yeah, because it's
on the house.
It's on the house.
Because it's on the house. Okay.
Let's see.
But the guy laughed. He said, I'd
Humpty
heard
Dumpty.
that. And then they started the jokes.
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. He said his summer wasn't too bad either. Oh, see, Amber, her ears are seared
she
because
can't stand the words. That was
you
intense
said
words.
you said a bad word. See what? No, let's see. What do you give a scientist with bad breath? You give him experiments. Get it?
Experiment.
Experiments. You and Skylar Ray help me on the daily.
Okay,
Well,
that's good.
that's what we're trying to do, man.
It's a lot cheaper than therapy,
And the thing is,
and it's more fun.
it doesn't take much, just again, I can't stress enough how just popping on here to talk about whatever, and I talk about it all the time too. You guys always see me at the cemetery when I got this time off to go talk to my dad, go do the Stations of the Cross. And you'll always hear me say about, the people who are still in your life, talk to them, call them, stop by, say hi, tell them you love them, give them a hug, because one day they're not going to be there.
Mhm.
And you have no idea how much I wish I could talk to my dad instead of talking to his headstone on Father's Day when I'm there and I hold that headstone and give that headstone a kiss. I'd rather be kissing my dad than that headstone, but I do what I do and I make do with what I have. But I just, for everyone who does have these, the amazing people that we have in our lives, it doesn't take long at all just to let them know how much you mean and how much they mean to you. And it only takes a second, man. Because as we know, life is precious, life is short. My time with the Detroit Police and working as an EMT, my time as a 1%er motorcycle member, man. I can't even tell you how many people I've lost. Um, when I started at St. John Hospital in Detroit, I worked ER and I also worked in oncology. And I had carts and a gurney and a wheelchair, depending on the severity of the patient. And there's times where I'd see these patients 5 days a week for for radiation therapy. You get to have this relationship and bond with not only the patient but the family members there every day. I can't even tell you how many funerals I went to. It's not only that, how many times I've gone up and had conversations with these patients, their families, and now I go up the very next day to take them down, and all of a sudden I'm greeted by the nurse saying they passed, overnight. We've been waiting for you. So that day I took them to the morgue instead. So
Mhm.
instead of bringing them down for their treatment, we got a body bag, and we bagged and tagged. And as morbid as this sounds, we lost so many patients that the gurney that I had, just to kind of break the tension that we were all feeling when we lose these people. Just this, people in the medical field, first responders, have a very warped sense of humor,
True.
and it's not out of disrespect at all. It's to when you see
Survival.
what we see on a daily basis, you have to. And we actually, one of the doctors, we lost someone, a patient. I'll never forget him. And this guy was a young dude, and I met him, his wife, his son, his daughter, family members, and um, he would not go down for treatment with anyone but me. They made it very clear
Mhm.
that I was the only one that he would let set up his treatment. And I went in one day, and he's like, "I'm not going." I'm like, "Hell, you're not going. You're going. I ain't going." And they're all kind of looking at me and grinning. He had a good sense of humor. So I played along. I'm like, well, if you're not going, I ain't going. I go, we'll just sit here. And I sat down on the bed with him and I grabbed the TV and he's looking at me and just started cracking up. He owned a collision shop and he goes, I'm not going unless you wear my hat. And he gave me a baseball hat.
Oh.
And well, I can't say his name, but it had his name on it. It was a black hat with his name and it said some collision on it. And he was just like waiting for me. Shit, I grabbed that sucker, put it on, and he's looking at me. I go, "Let's roll." And he goes, "You're gonna wear that?" Yeah, you want me to? I'm wearing it. So next thing you know, we go out in the hall, and I'm cruising down the hallway, and people are just looking at me, and they're used to that shit. They're just like, "What are you doing now? You want me to wear a hat?" Who do I run into? The chief of staff, Miss Dr. Jeffries. Jeffries, or No, Dr. Gregory was the big wig
Oh,
back in the day.
okay.
That literally ran into him because I
Uh-oh.
was laughing, and he, of course, he had all of his.
Minions.
Oh, he had residents, and I mean, basically, if he blinked, they grabbed a tissue to make sure that he was fine. Just they're
Mm.
gods, and so here I am, bang, run into him. He's like, "Oh, Manny, I guess you didn't see me with the hat over your eyes." And I just started laughing. I go, "Well, next time, get out of my way." And here he is, the chief of staff. Oh my God! So we had such a good time, and unfortunately, that patient ended up dying, and that I ended up having to take him to the morgue, and the docs
Mm.
up there knew how much I really cared for this guy, and we were talking about all the times on the gurney going back and forth, and I made a comment. I said, "Man, if I had a dime for every patient or every person, because not only am I working ERs or EMT as well." Taking people to the morgue. So I come upstairs, and in the back room was this gurney, and it had a piece of paper, and it said Manny's Morgue Service.
Oh.
And we all started cracking up.
Yeah.
And I know some people would think that's very bad taste, but that was done amongst ourselves alone. No one, we would never disrespect someone like that. But it's the stuff you had to do.
Hmm.
And so just when I just talk about family and closeness, because we've all wasted, look how many years of our families and friends um, that we can never get back. My beautiful goddaughter, I have a picture of this little pink bundle of joy that I was holding in my arms when she was a month old, maybe, or if that. She's now 22. I mean, and all those years I'll never get back, and
Hmm.
that's no one's fault but mine. And so just have to appreciate the family and friends that we have, because not only that, man, for them sticking by us after what we've done. Danny's got something here for our brother King Handsome. A huge shout out to King Handsome, Well Life, Skylar Ray, Katie Mel, and all my kids, Manny Vitale, Lynn, someone named Lynn,
Oh, stop.
OG, and everyone who always joins the lives. You know what? And a big shout out to my man Danny and Katie, two of the best people that I've never met. And
That sounds funny.
yeah,
But we're gonna meet you.
I'm looking forward to it, man, because
Don't forget
you,
Dominic and Remington.
huh?
Their kids.
Dominic and
Dominic and
Remington.
Remington.
She didn't remember your kids' names,
Oh,
so I had to remind
yeah.
her. Dominic and Remington. She's
Thanks.
like, "Who?" I got you. But really, what event is there? Is that going to be in when
August,
we're
the
doing the
hands
August or
across
the
the
bridge?
bridge or
That's where we're going to
water.
see it, right, Danny? The hands across the bridge.
Yeah.
Um, other than that, you're going to have to come to either Athens, Alabama, or White Plain, New York, and see us in Connecticut.
With Skylar.
Yeah, actually, I'm sure you saw that, Danny, already. What's going to happen in August? August the 24th, I believe. Skylar
Skylar's
and Kayla are flying to Connecticut. They're flying to New York, to White Plain, New York, and then to Connecticut for the event with Coach, with Anthony Morrissey and his wife Mimi and their lovely kids for the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation. So they're flying in the 24th. Me and OG are flying in on the 26th.
27th.
26th.
Wednesday.
It's
We're flying in on Wednesday.
the 26th.
Pick a number.
26th.
Mhm.
And so we're flying in then. We're going to be there until Sunday or Saturday or Sunday or what. We're going to be there.
We're flying out on Sunday.
I just get on the damn plane. She takes care of all that
I got
stuff.
it together.
But we're going to fly there, and then we've got the studio, so we're doing a bunch of shows. Myself and Skylar are not only going to do in person My Fight or War, but we're going to do a couple music and mayhems in the studio. There is a mock setup, actual jail cell upstairs in the studio that he's thinking about possibly doing a music video. But not only that, King Handsome's going to be there. I believe DJ Bobby Boom's going to be there. I'm pretty sure Benjamin Lerner's going to be there. I remember Matt Keegan said he was thinking about it. So we are all going to be there, and it's going to be insane. And I'm really hoping that my brother Ian Vick is going to be there if he's going to be in town.
I'm going to bring in extra cash for bail money.
Oh, that's what I said. If we're all there, if this was back in the day,
yeah,
we all would have been in jail, without a doubt. Matt Cronin, AJ Galante, and the whole crew that's already there, Leroy Ebron, who are in Connecticut, are going to be there as well, obviously. I cannot wait. And it's going to be a great time. So that's going to be a hell of an event. And then in June, we are flying to Athens, Alabama. Actually, we're flying into Huntsville, Alabama, and then off to Athens, Alabama.
6, 7, 8.
Amberlyn, her voice is amazing.
We're talking about Kayla.
Oh, I was going to say, OG's voice?
Yes, I bring her joy when I talk.
Or is it the
snort?
It's the
Don't.
They were.
Let me do this one.
They're conjoined twins. They're once removed. So there she goes. You're gonna hear a snort in a minute. If no one's looking.
No one's looking. No, but they're listening.
All right, everybody, look.
Okay.
Everyone, right now, just stare. Type in right now. We're staring. We see you. We're looking right at you.
Oh, God.
Look at that. All those eyes
this.
right now. Everyone's staring at OG.
I think I'm not shy. Oh, gosh. That's funny. Dead air. Dead air.
Oh, you're doing this so no one can see you doing this? Oh, what's this? Yes, OG. Manny brings me so much joy. Oh, thank you. Oh, OG brings you
thanks,
joy.
Amber.
Yeah, but that was Amber. I'm not sure if you heard what happened at the restaurant. When she was just saying, "I can't." I'll say it anyways.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were walking out, and she stops and she's talking to this couple at a table, and I turn around and she's talking, and she's like, "Hold on a minute." And she starts laughing, and she goes, he's friends with my son. I've known him forever. And he said he recognized you from seeing you on the show. I go, oh, that's good. She goes, yeah. He said, oh, Miss Lynn, I recognize that guy from being on your show. So
my
OG
show.
has her own show. And I'm just
called
honored.
Music and Mayhem.
I'm just honored to be a guest on it. So that goes to prove all this time when I've always said that this is definitely not about me. I always said this is not an I and a me. This is a us and a we.
That's true.
And
you did say that.
Yes. But Amber, you are so right, man. As far as Kayla, her voice, man, is just insane. When her and Skylar, the first time he was a guest on the show, we were just doing background stuff, listening to some of their music. And I heard him coming on rapping and doing his thing. And all of a sudden she came out of nowhere, man.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as I started talking to Skylar, I was like, listen, man, it's like a 1-2 punch is what it felt like. It was just like, man, here you come out, or it doesn't matter who leads and who comes in second, because you're just getting hit with these powerful lyrics from the rap from him. And then all of a sudden you hear this voice come out of Kayla. It's just like, damn. So
heavenly.
Oh.
Cousin Tony's on.
So I'm also, like I said, looking. Hell, me and Skylar have never met. And, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you people see, how things get. And when we're doing a virtual like this, just imagine when we're in the same room. Oh, it's going to be insane.
That's going to happen. Well, it's going to happen coming up.
And yeah, I tell you what, Benjamin Lerner had a hell of a show with us. And I mean, it was just full of energy. That's to say the least, man. And we've been chit-chatting back and forth. Like I said, he is definitely going to, don't want to say for sure for anyone when it's not me, but I know that he said he was working on it to be there in Connecticut for Coach and everybody. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But did you say my cousin's on?
Yep.
How you
Cousin
doing,
Tony.
cuz? Oh my God, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. Just flew right by.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Where are we?
Speaking of flying, why do birds fly south?
Why?
Because it's too far to walk.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
What do you call a fly with a sore throat?
Try that again. Wait, what's that? Oh, here we go, folks. Now you should hear a snort. What?
Why do you what?
What? What?
Oh,
Oh, boogers.
what do you call a fly with a sore throat? A horsefly.
Oh. It'll still be done in a minute. Just give her a second.
Oh, I love us. I love laughing. I love to laugh.
Once removed.
Yeah, that was good. What was it? What do you call it? Conjoined twins?
Conjoined twins.
My father was a conjoined
Once
twins.
removed.
Once
My uncle.
my uncle once.
There she goes.
Oh God.
See, that's why the Kleenex is there.
Next right here.
She's like a white flag. She's tapping out. Oh. It's never boring, folks. It's never boring. Okay, what do we got going on here? Where are we? All right. Yes.
Amber, I love you too.
There's so much love going on in
Yes,
this
there
family.
is this family. I love this family too. It's
We
amazing
are
how
up
many
to-
people we feel so close to so many people we've never even met them.
And you can see how Mark means to her. She's like, we've never even met him. The sincerity is oozing. She's not breathing right now.
Oh God.
See, there's a process to this. Once you hear that, you think it's over, don't you? No, it's not over, because that's followed by another one, which is followed by more laughing, then a snort, and then it starts all over.
Poor Manny. We'll be at different places, and I'll start this laughing. It's like,
it's just like, hey, let her rip, man. But Amber, you are absolutely right. Benjamin was such a great guest, and everybody, and that's why when I talked to King Handsome to come on and do the show, because he's never, by the grace of God, thankfully, with his background and his environment growing up, he was surrounded by violence. He was surrounded by drugs. He was surrounded by a bunch of evil shit, man. And by the grace of God, he didn't jump into the addiction realm, and thank God for that. But the thing is, when people hear his music, man, it's like, damn, this guy is awesome. Well, after I got to know King Handsome and started to hear these backstories, it was like, son of a bitch. I go, listen, brother, if you are comfortable telling your story, you've got an amazing backstory. And he goes, I just want to help people. Right there. I mean, here you see this dude, and he's got some powerful lyrics and stuff like that. But what people don't know is what a great, big, huge heart he has, and how caring and all this other stuff. And I'm like, if you come on, man, I'm telling you. And sure as shit, he came on, and the place blew up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just out of just him, not the music. But now people got to know the man behind the music, and it made it even that much more popular. Same thing, obviously, with Skylar Ray, but people know about his background, obviously, from his own speaking engagements as well. Kalichi, Benjamin Lerner, coming on and sharing stories. They told a little bit on Music and Mayhem But they're going to be coming on when they have time to My Fight or War to have more time to not rush. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to rush through their stories or anything like that. So, like I said, I just talked to Matt the other night. He's extremely busy. He's got some friends that he's actually been collaborating with, Too Fluent. I'm going to be chit-chatting with those gentlemen tomorrow, and they're going to be coming on. So there's a lot of things happening. And other than that, I think we've wasted enough of your time. That's an hour and 20 minutes. So you people that have hung in there will never get back.
Yeah, but their spirits are so much better for it.
If a pig loses his voice, does it become disgruntled? All right, just as a parting shot, we'll do a couple more. Let's see. No. Told those already. You already told yours. I already told that one. You told that one.
What does a librarian use to go fishing?
What?
A bookworm.
Bookworm. Okay, well, I think I said them all. We'll have to find some new ones.
I have like 40 pages right here.
When I die, I want to be cremated. It's my last chance to have a smoking hot body. Okay. All right, folks. But you got anything before we hit this end stream button?
Love you all. It does my heart good to even be on here. I know it's good therapy for the boss here, but I just enjoy it thoroughly.
Oh, it's laughter's fun,
you fill
man.
my heart.
And it's something that I can honestly say that I have not truly done in a long time. So being able to come on here and share silly dad jokes and just to share funny stories and just to laugh at myself and make fun of myself along the way with you guys. I love every minute of it.
Absolutely.
And Amber, thank you. I'm glad that you're feeling better, and I appreciate you being on here with us and all of your support, as well as everyone else. Danny, we love your brother, you and your whole family. Cousin Tony,
Leroy probably left.
Leroy, and so again to Sheila, and with everyone from my brother Skylar, King Handsome,
Stacy,
and everyone who's part of this family. We love you, and definitely look forward to a lot of things happening because there is so much going on right now. I mean,
so many things coming.
It's just overwhelming. It really is. Because
stay tuned.
You sit here, and like I said, just between what is going on here, just here in Detroit, here with My Fight or War, and the interviews that we're doing, that's just this much, because now we got the whole thing in New York with the guests and how that's expanding even more so now with other guests. Next week, we've got a good friend of mine coming in that's going to be working with the studio to set up doing in-person interviews in here and expanding that way. And then just the traveling and extending and expanding that as well. It's just
on Monday we have Michael Ochavet.
It's a lot going on, man. So
have a great
Amber,
weekend.
we love you, honey, along with everyone else. Have a great night. And as always, keep fighting the good fight.